Hello everyone. In today's video about one of my favorite cities, I am going to talk to you about Vienna in Austria. I only went to Vienna once, and as I told you about in I think my London video, or maybe my Dublin video, I went there after my term in London was finished, but before I went back home. Now, I was supposed to travel around more than that. My dad was actually going to come over to Europe with me, and we had both gotten Eurail passes, and we were going to travel all around Europe by train together at the end of my term in London in December of 1993. And I still feel kind of bad about this because my dad has never been to Europe, and at this point, I doubt he will ever go. I was very homesick at that point. I was very homesick after spending the whole semester basically abroad in London, and I missed, basic comforts of home, American food, simple things that you take for granted until you are away from them for a long time. I missed my family. I had met a guy right before I went to London, and I kind of wanted to see what was going to happen with that. Two of my grandparents were really sick at the time, and they both actually passed away. One just 3 months after I got back, and the other one that next summer. So, and then another one of my grandparents died. They all died within a year. Boom, 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 3 in a row. So anyway, I was just kind of really homesick, and it was almost Christmas. And so instead of traveling around with my dad didn't come. I decided to just go do the one thing that I really wanted to do, which was visit my friend Kirsten, who lived in Vienna, and she and I had gotten matched somehow on a pen pal program, I think when I was in either elementary school or middle school, and we had been writing to each other. This is before the internet, this is before email. We really didn't, I think we had a couple of computers in the basement of our house in the London Center where we could type up our papers, but we still had to print them and turn them in. And we had written to each other, longhand letters for many years. And I was going to be in Europe, and so I decided I would go visit her. So I took the train from London to, I guess, Dover, I guess. The channel was not built yet. And I took the ferry across the channel to Ostende in Belgium. And then took the train, got there in the middle of the night, and then took the train through Germany all the way to Vienna. And on the way there, I met a girl who had also been studying in London and was also traveling. I think she was going somewhere in Germany. I think that's what it was. She was very nice. I think she was Canadian. She got off the train with me in Cologne, and we went together to the Cologne Cathedral and climbed all the way to the top of the bell tower and went to the top of this the cathedral in Cologne. At the time I was studying medieval architecture. That's like part of the whole reason I was in London for art history, for my art history major. And Cologne Cathedral is an excellent example of that. So that was something I really wanted to see. Unfortunately, Cologne, I don't know if it's still this way, but it was a very industrial town, very lots of factories, and not a very pretty city to look at from up high, but it was still really cool to see the cathedral. And then I don't know if she got on she might have had to switch trains there, because I remember after that I was alone. And I got back on the train, and I went to Vienna. And I stayed with Kirsten and her family in their apartment, in their flat for, I don't know how long. It wasn't a very long time. 3 nights maybe. And I stayed in her brother's room because he was older, and I don't know if he had gotten his own place or if he was away at school. I don't remember what the deal was, but she was just finishing up her exams for her semester of school. And I remember the first day I was there, she couldn't do anything with me because she had to take tests, 1 or 2 tests back at her university. And so I kind of was just on my own, and I remember being a little nervous about it because I didn't speak any German, and her mom were like, Heather, don't worry, everybody speaks English. So I mean, the extent of my German was like bitte and danke. So that was about all I could say. And then I don't remember too much, just that I will say this about Vienna. It was magical. Now, granted, this was right before Christmas, and it was like lightly falling snow, and the Christmas markets were all set up, and people were roasting chestnuts on the corner. And I didn't know what that was. I'd never seen that before. And I was like, Kirsten, what are they doing? She's like, oh, those are chestnuts. And I bought some and had chestnuts for the first time, roasted chestnuts they were burning them over a flame in a barrel on the street corners. And she took me, we went on a long walk of the city, and the snow was falling and everything was decorated for Christmas. And just the architecture and this history in the city was just beautiful. And she took me to one of the little Christmas markets that was all set up. And I remember I bought some souvenirs and gifts for my family and friends to take back. And it was just so pretty. And I just thought it was amazing and lovely. And I remember thinking that I didn't get to see as much as I wanted to because I wasn't there very long. And then another night, she took me up. I feel like it was up in the mountains somewhere, quite a distance away. I can't remember how we got there. I feel like we went in a car, but I don't think she drove. I don't know if somebody picked us up or what the deal was. But we went up to like this lodge type place and met a bunch of her friends and had like dinner. And I remember that was very pretty. Like there was a fire going and everything. And just we were talking with her friends and other people that were our own age. And that's about it. That's about all I remember of Vienna and all that I did there. But I just remember it just being a beautiful, magical place. And I would, that's another city I would really like to go back to so I can explore it properly. Oh, we did go to the one, oh, I remember this. We went to the one big art museum there that I cannot remember the name of. It's very famous. And I bought a game. I still have it. We've played it before. And remember, I was an art history major. It was like a matching game, like where you flip over the two things and you're trying to match them. And it was a matching game of famous artwork. And I bought that in the museum gift shop. And we still play it. And I know that the directions on the box are in German. So that's kind of funny. But anyway, it was a magical, beautiful city. And maybe it was just because of the time it was year I was there. But it was really, really beautiful. So that's another one of my favorite cities. If you have memories, special memories, or tips or suggestions or recommendations for Vienna, please share them in the comments below. And I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video about another favorite city. Safe travels!